Well, former PDP Deputy National Chairman South Chief Bode George joins us now to discuss the Supreme Court judgment affirming the election of President Tinubu and the future of the opposition party in view of the roles played by many of the party's members. It's good to have you here again on Newsday. Thank you for joining us.
Issues of importance to our nation. I'm very happy to be here.
Well, always good to have you. We have been following you for quite a while, and you have always expressed extreme concerns over the role that the judiciary would be playing in determining who was the president of the country. Seeing as everything has wrapped up now, what are some of your takeaways? Did anything surprise you over the course of the Supreme Court judgment? Is it anything you anticipated?
Now, firstly, I'm not a lawyer, but I am educated enough to read and to know what is written in English. Firstly, I will say that, well, finally, we have come to the end of the electoral process. But my initial reading of that report, of the judgment, brings out three major areas of concern. The first one is their definition of the status of Abuja. They are looking at Abuja as if it's a state. The electoral law states, and I quote, that to be declared winner, you must have 25% in 2/3 of the federation, of the states of the federation. And how many states do we have? 36 states. 2/3 will be 24 states. You must have 25% in 24 states and Abuja. Now, Abuja, it means whatever you do within those states, Abuja is an additional. You must win also 25% in Abuja. This is simple English language. And you don't need to be a lawyer to read the language. Maybe we need to go and ask the King of England to explain that statement to us in Nigeria. That is a major departure from normalcy. The second one is the issue of the electronic transfer. When I heard that, the electoral law does not say that it should be electronically transmitted and that is not necessary, it is the collation. And can you imagine raw data being manipulated by human beings as against what electronics data is? It is shambolic. It is shambolic. They have declared their report. We as Nigerians, yes, we know we have come to the teeter's end of this electoral process. We will have to go within our party to do a serious post-mortem analysis. And the issue of the certificate or no certificate, that will linger on for years to come. Because whatever is done today and said today will be on the pages of history for the future, for our younger generation to know how we interpreted the laws, how we manipulated the laws, and the way we are praying that our nation should be like. I am very disappointed on the totality of the statements that I've read so far. But, in everything, we must give thanks to God Almighty. Now, they have declared Bola Tinubu the winner of that election. Where do we go from there? Because, one, you have to cross the Rubicon, win the election. Then the second most important to all Nigerians is governance. The state of the economy in this country today speaks volume. It is terrible. And we must now start to govern, to alleviate the sufferings of the people, and the way they are throwing all kinds of billions of money in every direction. As I also went to an MBA school, the first lesson you learn in an economic class is too much money chasing too few goods will create hyperinflation. There is so much money going around, and this money is borrowed. So they need to sit down. Our fiscal and monetary policies must be revisited. Where are we going as a nation? All our various sectors, the infrastructure sector, the economic sector, the agricultural sector, the infrastructural sector, and so many other sectors are already completely terrible. What do? Time for governance. And we, as a very, very irredentist member of my party, because we are now in opposition, we must keep the government on their toes by making sure that at every opportunity, if they mess up, we will be there to talk to the public what we feel. So we ourselves have to go back into the inner chambers of our party and do a serious in-depth analysis. Where did we go wrong? What mistakes were made? And then prepare ourselves for the next battle. Because if you look at it, where did Obi come from? PDP. Where did Kwankwaso come from? PDP. Now Atiku, PDP. If you count the results of those three people put together, you know, we would have been in the villa. A divided house will always remain a defeated house. And it's a lesson. It is a lesson for us. But, you know, my position is that we must still love ourselves. We must still, you know, continue to work as one entity. Because if we divide Nigeria because of this, we have a lot of hell ahead of us. I will plead with everybody. Yes, they have declared the results. We are not happy with the way it is. You have nothing to do. Is end of the road for the electoral process. Let us go and prepare our party, remove all the imbroglios that have actually debarred our party from moving forward. Everything that happens in life, if God doesn't want it to happen, it will not happen. But now that this has happened, He's telling us, go back to your inner chambers, examine yourselves, do an in-depth post-mortem analysis, and then be prepared for the future. I wish us well.
Well, now that the electoral process is totally and finally over, the president says it's time for patriotism and, of course, is calling for unity. So I'm wondering if you'll now be able to congratulate him, and also if you're willing to work with him, or is relocation still a backup plan for you?
You know, I belong to the opposition party. I don't flip-flop. I am an irredentist member of this great party. And I will continue to state emphatically that the APC is not a real political party. It's a congregation of strange bedfellows. You know, the party PDP has the full colors of this country, from the swampy forest to the savannah region in the north. You know, when you keep asking whether I would like to work with him, at my age, what am I looking for? I can't. I don't have that strength anymore to be running around the villa or anything. We have younger people. But our party will be meeting soon, and the decision will be taken as a party, as a strong member of the party. I won't do anything outside the dictates of our party. It's not a private enterprise of anybody, but we will sit down. We will do a serious post-mortem analysis, and there are flaws in the management of this great country. You know, the constitution we are running is very, very defective. It does not carry everybody and does not respect the minorities as against the majority. So there are things that our party will sit down, will discuss, and we will be in the inner chamber, look at it, and then we'll come up with a consensus. But for me to start jumping up, what am I looking for? We have an adage in my part of the world that says, when you are a young man, you didn't box. When you are a middle-aged man, you didn't run. Is it now that you are almost 80 that you will start flexing your muscle all over the place? No, all you can do as an elder is correct the younger generations coming to tell them this is my suggestion on this matter, and that is my suggestion. What has it got to do whether I congratulate? The whole damn thing is ended, you know, but there are mistakes on all sides. So we should go look at the result of the post-mortem analysis and take off from there. I wish this country well. This is the country that trained me. This is the country that gave me the opportunity to be what I am. So nothing must disturb it. That is my own perception. Going to say congratulations or no congratulations before the meeting of my party, it will be a disservice to my party, and I will never do that. Never.
Yesterday, after the Supreme Court judgment, the Labour Party national chairman came on TV, and he said that the Labour would unequivocally not join or team up with the government in any way, shape, or form in order to move things forward. And for the PDP, what do you suggest the PDP should be? What route should they be taking in order to play this strong role as an opposition to the main party, which is definitely necessary for a thriving democracy?
Yeah, you know, as a party, once this exercise is over, the most sensible thing to do is to do a post-mortem analysis. Why did we lose the election? What did we do that should be differently done? Are you following me? So those are issues that should be plaguing the party in the next few months ahead of us. Because national election is not tomorrow, it's not next year, it's not this. So we have ample time to do a serious analysis. Committees will be set up to look at the situation in every state. There were monumental crises which we must address. And I think if the party sits, because of the experience we've had since 1999, you don't just jump and be saying we are ready, because I could see some people hustling to hold this position or that position. No, let's talk about the period before the general election. We had problems. If we were not divided, we would have been in the villa. So the details of that will be within the inner chambers of our party. I won't talk about that outside, but I have the feelings everybody now knows where we went wrong, you know. But I have told you there were 2 key or 3 major areas where I disagreed entirely with the Supreme Court justice. How do you now start interpreting the status of Abuja. Abuja is not a state. It is in addition to the 2/3 of the 36 states of the Federation and Abuja. Do you need to go to school to see that? It's so simple. But they veered away from that. They said it's not necessary. That's one kind of an interpretation that I don't agree with. I spoke English since I was whatever age. And for the Supreme Court to tell us that it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we know. They have finished, but there will be a lot of analysis and a lot of discussion. The other point I want to state, and which our party must come up with, is the issue of the constitution we are running in Nigeria today. It is not working. It's so military in its structure. It is so military in its attitude and performances. It's not working. We had a report. Everybody, all the resources. Let us reduce the power at the center and give more powers to the state. What is wrong in having the police, state police? What is wrong? So every state will become closer to us, and the responsibility will be on that governor to make sure that he utilizes the resources of the land for the benefit of the people. Period. That is politics. Not everybody running to Abuja, and Abuja is cutting and dividing and telling you can do this. How? That's a military organization. Please.
Well, Chief Bode George, it is always a pleasure to have you and to have discourse with you here on Newsday. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.